You're working hard toward your goals. The right mindset, the right thinking, the right actions. But sometimes you feel kind of alone. You're not. In fact, I'm right there with you, working toward my own aspirations, which might just align with yours. I want you to stop feeling like you're toiling in isolation. Today, I'm sharing with you a way to not only reach your goals faster, but to do it with universal help, as well as with a cohort of people who are doing the exact same thing as you. So if you want to stop feeling isolated and start feeling lifted by that rising tide that floats all boats, then come along with me and keep listening. Flow dreaming, still kinda woo-woo, is just what it sounds like. An escape into the world of woo, also a ride into you, and how to feel happier, wiser, and more self-aware in every way. It's your ultimate journey into personal growth and inner power. We'll explore ideas like how your energy self influences the kinds of opportunities you encounter, or how your personal growth can drive your business growth, or even how that feeling of being stuck is really always coming from something else. We just have to figure out what. That's right. We're a dash of woo-woo, a sprinkle of self-care, a heap of problem-solving and pattern-busting, and a giant cup of encouragement. We're going to relight so much passion, purpose, self-love, and confidence in you that you practically stagger. I'm Summer McStravick, your host, and welcome to Flow Dreaming, still kinda woo-woo. That's right. Today is episode 699. I'm excited to be working on some of the same goals that you are, which is quite a long episode title, but I wanted you to have that reminder. Probably a lot of us are working on the very same things, and it's so easy to feel alone, so easy to feel like I have to figure it out all by myself. No one else has figured it out. It's all my problem. It is not. It's shared. And I'm going to show you how by working with others, both universally, energetically, and with them, you're going to move through whatever it is you're trying to create and realize I have a pack of people around me doing the exact same thing, going to the exact same place, and boy, am I going to go with them. So hang tight. It's going to be a great episode with lots of really useful information. So I'm going to start by sharing some of my goals because I did suggest that maybe some of mine are going to be some of yours too. Now, many of you guys know me from Flowdreaming, teaching for decades now how to co-create, how to manifest, how to use universal energy, as well as a good solid chunk of action and thoughtful, courageous ways of doing things and thinking, good mindset, right? That's my bag, and have taught thousands of people how to do this. I think sometimes you might think, oh, Summer, you've got it all worked out. You must not be doing the same thing I'm doing. You must be playing on a different level. And I want to share with you today that not necessarily true. Yes, I've worked out a lot of things. Yes, I've had some fabulous successes and some fabulous fails, frankly. But we may be a lot more alike than you realize. In fact, quick shout out, my recent book, Stuff Nobody Taught You, 40 Lessons from Me School to help you stop feeling miserable, start feeling amazing. I catalog quite a few of my own personal successes as well as my failures and how I get out of them. So very good resource if today's episode really hits home. So here are some of my personal goals, ones I'm working on right now. So I really took some time with this because I wanted to distill not just the object goals, such as, complete this yard project by July 4th, things like that. Yes, we all have object goals, but I'm looking at goals that are bigger picture. Goals that encompass ways that I want to feel or new horizons that I want to walk into, new levels or layers that I want to reach. And here's what I came up with. First of all, I want to get even more clear on what I'm best at and then do more of it. Have the resources, have the abilities, have the universal support, have the time to do more of it. This is a shift from typical career goals that a lot of us have, which is I need to figure out what my life purpose is, or I need to get better at this job, or I want a new career. Now, I just want to get really clear. What am I best at? And by best at, I mean it lights me up and it lights other people up, and it's a win. I make it in a state of happiness, and other people receive it in a state of joyful, just thank you-ness. Now, that could be so many things, right? It could be more flow dreaming, could be writing more books. Gosh, could be things that I don't even think about yet. Could be some new show or YouTube channel. I don't know. And it's not just career either. I want to get really clear on what I'm best at in my relationships and my friendships. And I want to do more of that too. Because that's what's going to light me up, fulfill me as a mom, right? As a parent, as a spouse, as a daughter, as a friend. So that has become my overarching goal. If I were to create what they call a vision board, or I call an energy anchor board, I would put that up there. Get even more clear on what I am best at, happiest doing, and most well received, and do more of it. So when I tell my future this, when I tell what I call my flow this, where I'm going, kind of all that is, and I give it that broad directive, can you imagine how excited the universe must get just jumping up and down? Like, whoa, we can put so many things in there that she doesn't even know of yet. But she told us how she wants to feel. And so we're going to make that happen for her. And remember, I'm going to feel good, right? That means that there can't be any clunkers in this equation. It can't be that I get really clear that what I'm best at and what other people love most doesn't make me any money, because if that were the case, then I wouldn't be able to do more of it, right? So it's got to be fulfilling on all the levels. I want you to remember that. So maybe you want to adjust one of your goals and maybe sprinkle a little bit of this way of looking at it in. And that's number one. Number two is a goal that I think a lot of us have. I'd say 90% of us, maybe more. I know some very wealthy people who also have this goal. I want to increase my financial security so I no longer think much about it at all. So what I've done with this goal, because we all want to be financially secure. You guys, I am in a sandwich generation right now. I've got three separate households of aging parents, and I've got 2 kids, one about to go to college and one in college. My life is very expensive right now. You know how that feels if you're also in a similar situation, or maybe you're a single parent. Maybe you have some back bills to pay or, credit cards. I hear ya. So instead of just saying, I want to have tons of money, I want to have enough money all the time so I feel good, I want to go even further than that. I want to be in a point where I don't even really think about money. It's just settled. It's good. It's nothing I really land my mind or heart on very often, because why? I've solved it. You see how there's an extra step here? Because I'm in a point in my life where I've done pretty well, right? These principles that I'm teaching you, flow dreaming and all the work that we do, I have proved their worth, proved it in my own life and with all of my clients. So it's not just about, making money. It's about getting to the point where I'm not even thinking about it anymore. Like, just let your heart settle into that. Can you imagine that feeling? And it doesn't mean obscenely rich. It just means, yeah, it's all taken care of. That feeling that maybe some retirees have when they know what they've got and it's going to last till, the cows come home. And they just don't think about it anymore. It's just a question of, where do you want to travel to this summer? I want to feel that. I want to feel it now. Here's another one of my goals. I want to protect and enhance my health. I want to give more love and more gratitude to my body. Again, you're like, yeah, I kind of have a similar one, Summer. I want to lose some weight. I need to exercise. I need to eat better. I need to get my blood sugar down. I need to get my blood pressure down. Yes, I know. We have these individual health goals, but where do they really come from in us? I know that I would be exercising more if I was really committed to protecting and enhancing my health. That big picture way of looking at it is this going to protect and enhance my health, or is this not going to protect and enhance my health? Right? That becomes what I call a litmus test. And everything I'm choosing to either do or not do is either protecting and enhancing or not protecting and enhancing. Now, I know a lot of things I'm doing right now are not protecting and enhancing, right? I need to do more than just my evening walk. And why am I not? What is my goal? What would make me give more? Well, if I gave love and more gratitude toward my body, if I shifted my feelings toward my body from, I've got to take care of you, and you're so much work, and you make me do all this exercise that I don't like, and you're always telling, denying me my cookies. That's not giving love and gratitude toward my body. That's giving resentment. That's feeling walled in by my body. That's feeling shut down. That's feeling like my body is requesting things of me that I do not want to give it, but I have to. Here's my shift. This is my goal, and I bet you also, again, have a variation of this goal. So I'm going to encourage you again. What if you said, I'm going to give more love and gratitude toward my body? Is this thing I'm going to do or not do going to increase or decrease the love and gratitude I give to my body? You see how things become really clear? It's kind of like, you're at the eye doctor and they put that lens on and they're like, is it more clear or less clear? And you're like, less clear. And then it's more clear, more clear. This instantly goes, that's more clear. Is this thing I'm going to do going to protect and enhance my health or not protect or enhance my health? Clear as day. Like you could just tell anything that you're thinking about doing. Is the resentment I'm feeling about having to stop and go to my exercise class, is that making me feel love and gratitude, or is it making me feel resentment? How do I want to shift that now? You get it? We're having a whole different conversation is what I'm leading you into in today's episode. Getting away from goals and getting into a bigger picture, a different way of approaching them that opens so many more doors to getting there faster. That's key, getting there faster. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but let me tell you my fourth goal. I want to continue my lifelong pursuit of shifting out of lack thinking and shifting into flow in all areas, including a solid daily practice. So that goal is sort of like maybe your spiritual goal, which is I want to really deeply know myself, love myself, accept myself. I want to be more attuned to my nature, my core needs and desires and soul. I want to be more in touch with Source or God or my higher power. Another way of phrasing that is, I have a lifelong pursuit. I know that when lack thinking, limited thinking, fear thinking, feeling detached, feeling unseen, feeling overlooked, feeling disconnected, feeling unheard, anticipating that I won't be helped, that nothing's on my side, the universe isn't listening. My lifelong goal is to feel less and less and less and less of that. And when it comes up, to be able to shift and say, oh, no, 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 I'm cared for. No, no, I trust. The right things and the good things are coming my way. They're coming now. They were coming yesterday, and they'll be coming tomorrow. Nothing has changed, except that yucky head gunk that sometimes comes up. But I'm on to you. And my lifetime goal is to end up in that purely joyful, thankful, grateful, gorgeous, flowing place of ease, where all of my needs are met, where I'm given all the tools I need, all the resources I need, and basically the universe has said, you came here to grow and discover who you were, to advance your consciousness. I'm going to give you whatever you ask for. You're the one who's figuring out how you're going to do that. I'll make sure you've got the resources you need for it. That is my fourth goal. It's kind of my spiritual goal. So my first goal is about life purpose and my relationships and just reaching my full potential. Then I have a goal more about material safety. I have a goal around my health, and certainly there are other areas that I might be lacking. Maybe you've got some family goals or partnership goals. Those weren't on my list because, frankly, I could have kept writing and writing and writing, but these are the top 4 that I'm currently focused on. The top 4 that need the most of my awareness pointed toward them on a daily basis. So how are we going to speed these things up, right? I promised you I was going to share with you. Well, the first thing that we've done is we've shifted away from the narrow. Each of these goals, like I was saying earlier, gives us multiple ways, multiple paths to reach these feeling states. Life is now saying, this is wonderful. Yeah, I want to help you with that. Perfect. Let's do it. So right there, I have requested life and the universe. Hey, are you helping? It also cues me into the second important aspect of this. There's 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. 2, you heard me use this phrase already earlier. Am I moving toward this thing or away from this thing? I ask myself constantly, whenever I'm about to do something or make a choice or even just spend the next few hours of my time, is this thing that I'm thinking of doing or about to do going to move me toward my goal or away from my goal? Now, let's say one of your goals is I need to get more balance in my life. I'm exhausted, I'm burnt out, I'm overworking, I'm still not getting ahead. How do I get more balance? How do I cut back when I'm already feels like not doing enough, but I'm doing too much? Let's say you say on Sunday, I'm going to take the entire day off. I'm going to sit out in the sunshine for a few minutes. I'm going to go window shopping. I'm going to wash my hair. whatever. And you can say, hey, are these things bringing me toward a sense of balance or moving me out of a sense of balance? And you're going to know. You might say, well, they will move me toward balance, but then my anxiety is going to go up and move me out of balance again. All right. It's not the things you're doing that are moving you out of balance. It's the anxiety. It's the fear. That's what's moving you out of balance. Do you want to do more fear? Because you can do fear too, as well as those things. Or you can say, no, I'm not going to feel fear around it. I'm just going to do those things. Good. You're moving toward balance. Maybe instead you're saying, nah, I have to work at least until 2 o'clock on Sunday. And then 4 o'clock rolls around. You're still working. Kids are like, when are you going to feed me, Mom? And you're like, I don't know. Get something out of the cupboard on your own. Mom. Believe me, I've heard that a lot in my house. Was working all day bringing you toward balance or away from balance? You'll say, well, pretty much away from balance. That was my goal, balance. I did not do it. But I did get my work done. And the question is for what? Because it repeats tomorrow. It's starting again at 8 a.m. Did you on all counts increase balance? The answer is no, I just kept afloat. Okay, great. So we need some bigger structural changes. Let's head toward balance again, all right? So this is a very potent sentence is what I'm getting at. This question to always be asking about everything, about all your goals. Now, third, and maybe this is the most interesting of them all, the one we don't often think about. You know how I said in the very beginning that you're not alone? Your goals, I'm not saying that you're so boring and mundane that you have the same needs and desires and goals as everybody. No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is most of us have variations on these goals. And you know what? Most of us are working toward them. And because of that, a lot of us have gained a certain amount of wisdom around them, wisdom that can be shared. Think right now about 2 of your good friends or family that you somewhat admire, that you appreciate. Think about the goals that you imagine they're working toward. Do you think that they've collected any wisdom around it? Would you like to be around more people who are sharing your same goals? What would happen if you were around them? And maybe it's something formal, right? That's what masterminds are all about. You get a bunch of people together with the same goal. And you say, share what you're doing, and I'll share what I'm doing, and let's all grow this together. But sometimes it's a lot less formal. Sometimes it's just your church group. And they're people who share your values, and they're sharing your goals. Sometimes it's a Facebook group. You know, the what do you call it? The financial Facebook groups where they give you formulas for cutting your debt and going debt-free and all that. It's a shared goal situation. And what happens when you get around people who have the same goals? Your goals tend to strengthen. Your goals tend to feel a little bit easier. You're not trying to do them in isolation, figure it all out in your own. You've got people around you also doing it. It gets faster. It gets easier. So that's what I want to encourage you to do. You have to find what I call your cohort. And this cohort of people could be very specialized. You know, everybody who is transitioning from dentistry to spinal work, very specialized. This cohort could be a more generalized cohort. You guys have heard me talk about Me School quite a bit, right? I have a collection of beautiful souls whose goals are to grow bigger in their inner selves so their lives can follow suit. They have big goals. They want to live joyfully. They want to be rolling in money. The big goal is, I want to be more in a state of ease. I want to constantly be connected and shown my next steps. I want to not be afraid to take those steps. I want to know I'm supported. I want to have the right information come to me when I need it, perfectly when I need it, so that I can get to where I want to go. I want to resculpt my relationship with life and the universe and my own darn self. This is a group of people that I like to be around. I mean, obviously, I made this group because I'm this way and I want to be around other people this way. And if you can't find it, make it. So I did. They're my cohort. Now, when I'm around this kind of person, and when I have, for instance, the private clients, I bring them all together too. We all know each other and talk and chat. They're people that are oftentimes even more courageous, more fearless. I want to be around them as much as they want to be around me. Because we're feeling like, if I'm in your energy and you're in my energy, what happens? It's the old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. If you're making more of this in your life, I'm making more of this in my life, she's making more of it in her life, he's making more of it in his life, guess what? Now we're all floating in more of it. It's been doubled. It's been tripled. It's way past just the people who you talk to giving you good advice or having been there. There's an energetic component to it. There's an emotional component to it. There's a component to it of having people around you who say, oh my God, yeah, you can totally do that. I did that last year. And you're like, oh, I guess I can. I guess that's not so hard, huh? Versus being with some people around you who are like, wow, how are you ever going to do that? That's really hard. Are you sure? I would never try that. And then your energy immediately goes, oh, I'm alone. Other people don't do this. This is difficult. Maybe I should hold back a little bit. This is how I look at and move toward my goals. I surround myself with the people of a like mind and a like energy, whenever, wherever possible. For me, it often means I try to be involved with groups or have friends that are very high-minded, who are very ambitious, friends who are very loyal and loving, friends who are intelligent. I want to be swimming in all of that. I look for it. Secondly, I'm asking myself, hey, is this moving me toward it or away from it? This very thing I'm about to do right now, for or away? And last, again, how I shared my goals with you, repositioning them, not just things, but the bigger picture of the things. Where do they want to lead me? How do I want to feel? Can I begin feeling that? Can I make that be my primary motivator so that life and flow and everything that comes in around me has a lot more leeway of what to work with, how to get me there? I hope you understand what I'm getting at when I say that. That's can be a tricky concept. So there you go. Now, I think it's time. Hold on. That's right. That's the sound for a little update on some personal ins and outs and goings-ons in my life. I've been trying to do that since rebooting this Flowdreaming podcast a few months ago. Just kind of telling you where I'm at and some things that are going on. Some of you guys know that I am running One Brilliant Thing all summer long, so that's kind of exciting. You're like, that's not personal, that's your work summer. Well, unfortunately for me, my work and personal have an extraordinary overlap. So I've been having a great time running that program. It's free. It's 5 days in a row, 1 week a month for 4 months. And we're about to go into our next series, the June series. Of course, if you're listening to this, in the archives, it's long over, but you should just check and see. I'm usually running something interesting. Me School 2, of course, is enrolling. Gosh, you guys, please don't miss out the opportunity this year to come in, especially if you've been thinking about it forever. Now, aside from that, I am delighted. Both of my kids will be home for the summer. My daughter, some of you know, she's a third-year college student now, and I just keep feeling like one of these summers she's going to say, nah, Mom, I'm not coming home for the summer. And the day that happens, oh, my little empty nester heart is going to just break into a bunch of little pieces. If you're a mom, I feel like in the future, maybe I'll be talking even more about this. What it's like when your kids are grown and you're looking ahead and thinking, oh my God, now what? What do I do with all these hours in my day that I didn't have before? And gosh, I kind of wish I didn't have them. Wait, where's my kiddos? Anyway, so I'm kind of going through some mom angst around this, but I'm also looking forward, like crazy forward, to doing this. We're going to Bali, actually, as a family this summer. I'm taking some students on a retreat there and taking my kids as well. They're certainly getting an interesting growing up with me, but I hope they have a wonderful time. You guys, do you know how long it takes to get to Bali? It's ridiculous if you're coming from the west coast of the United States. So truly a trip of a lifetime. It's going to give myself a whole day there before I attempt to do anything just to recover from jet lag. But that's about all I can think. Everything else in my life has just been kind of humming along. You ever getting those same old kind of things? I guess I've been there a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. Sometimes you kind of need that rest. You need that moment of continuity. Because guess what? Big new things are always around the corner. You know that's going to be the case. And yeah, our job as Flow Dreamers is to help create those big things that we're going to see next. So that's my real quickie personal update. I'm so glad to see a lot of you returning to the show. If you have friends who want to listen to this show, please send it to them. If you want to review it, please do that. Or I believe you can, there's some way of following it now if you're listening on, a phone or a mobile device. All of that is hugely appreciated. I'm bringing Flowdreaming back from almost a year off. And those of you who are coming back with me, you get extra special love from me. Thank you for joining me. So I hope today was educational, informational, a little bit chit-chatty and fun. And with that, I'm going to let you go. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Flow Dreaming, Still Kinda Woo-Woo. Me School is happening, and it only happens once a year. This year, we're starting in September, and it is a wild and wonderful ride. In fact, last year, more than half of the students were taking it for their second or third time, which is crazy. What it tells you is that, 1, Me School is epic for learning how to awaken or accelerate your intuition, learning to manifest at a richer, deeper level, and for creating those long-standing desires, making those things in your life finally real. And 2, Me School works. It just works. So head on over to flowdreaming.com/me-school. We are registering you right now. I really hope to see you as part of our Me School class and one of the next people on this planet to graduate into their next level self. Again, just head on over to flowdreaming.com/me-school and learn all about it.